All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh, my cat's here. Granola, go. Ay, 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 ay. All right. So, we're gonna do, we're gonna recap the Ashtakavarga Part 2B of, what I have accumulated, what I've talked about so far. And then I'm also going to do live readings for you. And I've taken already like 3 birth charts from my previous video that I made live yesterday, the video that I made live on Saturn entering Sagittarius. A lot of you left your comments there. So I've chosen the birth charts from there. So you can actually see that their birth chart is right there. And I'm using charts of Rajat M, Cosmic Babe, and Punkish. So they're right there. And then a lot of you were asking about, the book that I was referring to about Ashtakavarga. That is this right there. Ashtakavarga System of Prediction by B.V. Raman. So if you look, it clearly tells you, like here, I'll go to Mars that I was talking about. So look, you guys were telling me, like, okay, well, this software gives 3 points to Mars, and this software gives 4 points to Mars. It's only one point difference, right? Well, look what it says here. Look what it says here. Mars, 3 bindus, separation from hitch and kin, whatever that means. And 4 bindu, equal proportion of good and bad. And 5 bindu, charming, behaved, good conduct. So if you look at it, even like Jupiter, Ashtakavarga, okay, Venus is here. Did I lose Jupiter? Okay. So yeah, this is why I was telling you. Like, here's Jupiter. Jupiter. I don't want to keep showing it because you got to get the book. But book tells you 1 point difference can do this, 1 point of difference can do that. So I'm gonna use this book as well to do your Ashtakavarga readings. So yeah, and I'm gonna not just do some Ashtakavarga reading, but I will actually first, before I do your reading, I'll confirm some past life events from your birth chart. I can't just ramble on without you seeing that I know what I know. I know what I'm talking about, right? So first of all, to recap, Ashtakavarga is a mathematical binary code system that shows you the strength of a house, especially a sign. We call it a house because a house and sign is together. But it shows the strength of the sign of Aries in the 10th house, sign of Taurus in your 6th house, how strong that sign is, how many points each planet has given to that. Like, they all throw points. So whenever all the 7 planets throw points, which is even your ascendant throws points. So ascendant, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. These 8 bodies throw points when you're born. So like, okay, I'm gonna give 3 points. Me as a Jupiter, I'm gonna give 3 points to couple's 3rd house. Saturn's like, okay, I'm gonna give 8 points to couple's 3rd house. Mercury's like, I'm gonna give 1 point to his 3rd house. And so all the houses get filled with all these 7 bodies. Rahu, Ketu, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto are not included. We don't use them in terms of Ashtakavarga scheme. But if, let's say, we are judging the transit of Rahu and Ketu, or we're looking at the dasha of Rahu and Ketu, what we will do is that whatever house Rahu is transiting, the lord of that sign, whatever points that they have given, Rahu will most likely give influence of that particular point. Okay, and if, let's say, we're looking at Rahu transiting your 10th house with 19 points, so we are like, okay, this transit of Rahu is going to be weak, but Rahu is not contributing. Rahu is taking the influence of other contributors and giving results on those bases. Okay, So that's something you have to remember. All of you were asking, well, what about Rahu, Ketu? Rahu, Ketu, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, whatever other bodies you use, they do not count in this system. And neither one should make up something related to Rahu, Ketu either, because if it's not given in our system, making it up is just, you're putting yourself in more confusion, and you're confusing other people, and then you're not taking people to the right path. So this is the most basic thing we do. And also the other thing that I discussed was the Maharaja system of Ashtakavarga, that whichever house, if let's say Jupiter rules for Sagittarius ascendant, rules the first and fourth house, right? So if Jupiter Maharaja starts, first house receives 19 points altogether, and fourth house gets 40 points. That means in 16-year period, you'll focus more towards the fourth house things. Fourth house things will become the primary focus of your life. Whether it's buying, selling properties, dealing with mother, buying, selling vehicles, working from home, wanting to be home, wanting to do something for people of the homeland. And perhaps you don't get any fame because your ascendant has low points. So in the Jupiter period, Jupiter is not really focusing towards your recognition, fame. You may not focus towards your health even, because you're mainly focusing towards that fourth house matter. That becomes part of the dasha, besides where the nakshatra lord is placed, how Jupiter is in each divisional chart. So Jupiter will give certain results depending upon the certain house criteria or divisional charts criteria. So that's the other thing that I discussed. What else did I discuss? I discussed about the Kakshaya slot. So there's a system known as Kakshaya slot, where when a planet transit in each sign, they're either turned off and on. So if a planet receives 0 points in a particular house, the planet gives individual points, which is Binashtakvarga, and the accumulation of all the single points known as Sarvashtakvarga. So if a house receives 40 points in the third house, that means all the 7 bodies, including ascendant, has thrown points at it. Accumulate them, add them up, it should equal to 40, especially the 7 bodies. And then we look at each individual point. So if you're looking at judging Saturn transit in the third house, we want to go back to our Binashtakvarga chart, in the report. And if you don't know where to get the report, remember astrologykrs.com on option 5, 6 below, all the way down, you will get the report. And also you guys were asking me yesterday about the Ashtakavarga reading. I don't have that right now. I'm only doing nakshatra reading, navamsha reading, and dasha reading. So that's there right now. But in their chart, the Binashtakvarga, you will see Saturn, if it has given, 3 points to the third house. How is it getting 3 points? What does that 3 point mean? Well, if you go to Kakshaya slot, which is a slot, the box right next to that Vinashtakvarga chart, it shows that Saturn is only turned on 3 times out of the 8. Out of the 8 points you get, Saturn's only turned on 3 times. And all the other 5 times it's off, 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 off. So it can go like this. In the 2.5-year period of Saturn, if it's giving 3 points, that means out of the 8, it could be on, off, 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 on, and that's it, and off. What does this mean? This means that at a particular degree section, which is a 3.41 degrees, it's 3.41 degree section. From 0 to 3.41 is 1 kakshaya, 3.41 to something something slots is the next kakshaya. So it might be turned off in the first section, it'll be turned on in the next section, then turned off for the rest of them. So please watch that. It's hard to just show you that without any share of softwares. So that's known as Kakshaya slot system, where we can see that, your Saturn is now coming into the 15th degree. And if I look at my chart, Saturn is in the Kakshaya of the Sun, and it's turned on beautifully, and it has 8 points. So, and if you're trying to go for a government job, it's an enemy of the Sun. Sun and Saturn are enemy, 8 points, but yet Sun represents the government. and you're giving your interview right there, yes, you should get it. Obviously, if the dasha is saying, the age house is saying that you should get something, Saturn has full 8 points, beautiful Saturn, okay? Or if let's say Saturn is transiting from 15th to 17 point some degrees, Saturn is in the Kakshaya of Venus. Saturn has 7 points. I mean, beautiful time period. When that Kakshaya comes in, great things will happen, whichever house that Saturn is sitting in, transiting and aspecting. Okay? So that is the Kakshaya slot system. So now, let's do some live readings. So I took this birth date of Rajat M, September 30th, 1981, 5:29 a.m. New Delhi. Okay, and so Rajat, the very first thing that I noticed is that you're a Virgo ascendant. And you got Sun, Saturn, Jupiter in the ascendant in Virgo with the aspect of Ketu. Mars aspects the 5th house. And especially between 2000, let me see here, you would have been 1981. Okay, so between 1999 to 2004, you were going through Libra Charadasha. In that time period, you would have not only attained technical education, but especially would have been interested in technical designing, music, and writing for that particular time period. And after 2004 to 2012, there would have been more interest towards either management, like business management, or fields related to actuary related work. Also shows me you naturally have a great love for photography and technical designing, and you also tend to either take a lot of selfies or you have a lot of photographs within your home. Also, you wake up between 3:30 and 4 a.m. in the morning. Something happens, no matter how deep of a sleep you're in, unless you're taking like a sleeping pill, even from deep sleep, your eyes will open up. Maybe you have to go to the restroom, check your cell phone, drink some water, or your eyes will open up, you'll just go back to sleep. Natural love for, architecture, and you will also make a custom-made jewelry in your life. You'll come across a custom-made jewelry, like you'll either make a custom-made ring or some sort of a necklace, and especially moon being in Padha 4 of Chitra Nakshatra shows me that either an in-law or mother, it could be either father, mother-in-law, or mother herself will give you a jewelry. Shows me that your spouse will love wearing V-neck sweaters, will have a split personality. At the same time, spouse will be in a type of work where she goes into a place where there's a lot of chaos and she chronologically arranges everything. And it also shows your spouse herself wakes up at 4 a.m. Okay, so if you're married, your spouse herself wakes up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And spouse, when she gets angry, it's like the firestorm comes out. I mean, that's best way I can put it. The firestorm comes out. And your spouse has like this catwalk. Like you can see your spouse walking quarter of a mile away and you'll be like, oh, that's her coming towards here. Okay, she's here. And one thing I also see is that you definitely have some OCD. You have some OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And at the same time, you are very critical of everything. You're very self-critical of your partner. And the thing is, though, you cannot live without a relationship. Even before your marriage, you would be desperately just looking for a relationship. And you also like to, especially you have a habit of watching documentaries on Netflix. You love watching documentaries on Netflix. And the other thing that I also see is that age of 33, you would have gained some sort of an honor, either from government or from like a corporation, or perhaps honor came to your father. Also, health issues occurred at the age of 33. 24th year, you must have had opportunity to go to foreign places, especially for some administrative work. So this is your past. I can say a whole lot more, but those things are a little bit, not on more on a very private side, and I don't want to expose your horoscope like this to people, even though you have given me the permission to do it. But let's look at your Ashtakavarga. So for you, Jupiter came into your second house. Okay. Saturn came into your fourth house. Saturn receives pretty good points. 4 points for Saturn is very good. Usually 3 points becomes the average for Saturn. Everybody gets 3 most of the time. Jupiter gets 5 points. It is above average. Not the greatest, but it is above average. So past year, Jupiter only received 3 points. And if we look here, in B.B. Raman's book, clearly shows that there would have been ear trouble and loss of energy. And especially with Jupiter transiting your ascendant of your body, your physical body, having the 3 points. And believe me, this has been tested. I've tested this on many, many people. So ear trouble and loss of energy would have occurred. Now that it has come into the second house with 5 bindus, destruction of your enemies will happen, success in all endeavors. Also, you will save far more money that you have in the last year. You will save far more money. So let's say if you were saving only, for example, you were saving only $100 per month last 1 year. Now you're going to be able to save $180, $200, not $1,000, $200 perhaps. At the same time, Jupiter and Saturn both look at your 6th house and 10th house. So if we look at Saturn's Ashtakavarga, Saturn's a very average good position, right? So if we go to Saturn's Ashtakavarga, so last 2.5 years when Saturn was in Scorpio, Saturn was receiving 3 bandhus. Okay? And last 2.5 years, according to B.V. Raman, you should have suffered due to your wife and overspending by wife in terms of like if you're married, your wife must have overspent and you must have hated that. Now, because Saturn receives 4 bindus, and remember, this is nowhere to be found except this book. Okay? 4 bindus. Happiness within the home will happen. Happiness through other supports will happen. However, because Jupiter and Saturn both look at your 6th house of health, illnesses, diseases, enemies, debts, and Jupiter already has had 5 points, destruction of enemies, enemies. So whoever's trying to come after you for the past 1 year, maybe office politics, they'll be eliminated. And the where they're going to be eliminated is, let's look at the Kakshaya for both Jupiter and Saturn. Whenever the Kakshaya is turned on for both of them, that's the period that'll happen. So Saturn is turned on in Sagittarius in the Kakshaya of Mars. I'm sorry, no. Yeah, Kakshaya of Mars, Kakshaya of Sun, Kakshaya of Moon and Lagna. And then Jupiter is turned on in the Kakshaya of Mars, Venus, Mercury, Moon. So Moon, the Kakshaya, if you watch my part 2 of Ashtakavarga video, okay, the Kakshaya of Mars and Moon for both Jupiter and Saturn, double transit phenomena becomes very important. So let's look at here. That would be when both Jupiter and Saturn are transiting together between 7.30 degrees to 11th degree of their zodiac sign, or 22nd degree to 26th degree of their respective transiting zodiac sign, which I'm pretty sure Jupiter is going to move far faster than Mars. So maybe when Jupiter is in Moon Kakshaya and Saturn is in Mars Kakshaya, it'll suddenly trigger that event of helping you. Although when they're in their Kakshaya of activation, they will help you regardless. But really the main one comes out when both Jupiter and Saturn are open, turned on at the same Kakshaya. Okay? So that's what we see here. And then at the same time, Jupiter and Saturn for you are going to be in the looking at the 10th house. So obviously career progress will happen. You're just entered your Saturn Mahadasha this March. Saturn, transiting its own Kakshaya right now for the first 70 days. Jupiter itself, well, Jupiter, I think it's, not sure exactly what degree it's at right now. But both Jupiter and Saturn, whenever they're turned on, you will receive some good news within this 1 year span. I have to do the manual calculation to see exactly when they're turned on, and I don't have time for that. But if you watch my video, you'll be able to determine that. So that's that. So now let's look at the horoscope of Cosmic Babe. So you gave me your birthday, and this is available in my last video that I uploaded. Just look at the comment section. It's turned on, so it's not like I'm making things up. February 7th, 1962. Then your time of birth. And you were born in that country, okay? Even you gave me your information, I'm still gonna hide. Now people can go and look. So, Cosmic Babe. Let's discuss some of your past events before I jump into your Ashtakavarga. Number one, at the age of 28, you must have had multiple affairs. Age of 25, you could have attracted a lot of people. 25th year, you would have attracted a lot of people who were probably even in a relationship themselves. They must have attracted you. You also either put on contact lenses or mascara or eyelashes a lot, like extra, so people notice your eyes. Naturally, you have some strong affinity towards some sports team. You love cars. You love beauty, fashion, arts, creativity. Also, you must have either you or, let me see here, either you, your elder sibling, could have gone through a miscarriage in your life. Including even maybe your parents may have gone through some miscarriage in their life. Your mother is a twin. Mother could be a twin. And mother loves to talk about things like aliens and UFOs and conspiracy theories and Kundalini awakening. Mother has a very psychic, you have like this psychic energy. At the same time, you learned music, especially either when you were 9 or 12, you were learning music from a guru. And you must have fallen in love with that person that you were trying to learn music from. The other thing that I also see, you are a an extremely creative person. I mean, for you, definitely creativity. My God, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planetary conjunction. Of course, you're 1962 born. What I also see, is that you always have to do things 2 or 3 times to achieve them. At the age of 4 or 12, you could have had a near-death experience. At the same time, you either had a technical creative education, musical education, or you were in fields of science and research. Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at your Chaturvasamsa chart, and that thing is changing in less than 40 seconds. So in one, I see the fact that you may not even have had formal education. So let me just calculate something here. 2 plus, that would be 1980, your years of education. So let's see, 81, 82. See, from 81 to 82, you must have been interested in fields of music for sure, and healthcare. And then you must have been interested in many different things. Definitely management or law. Management, law, and at the same time, like research related work could have occurred. Actually, from 94 onwards, research work became very much an interest for you. Before that, it would have been like a technical and interest in law could have been there. But again, it depends upon, because your divisional chart changes in 40 seconds, then it'll change another 2 minutes. So hopefully this is your correct time of birth. The other thing that I also see is that most definitely your inner passion is towards healing. And at the same time, you love eating eggs. Natural love for obviously mysticism is there. And whomever you had an affair with at 28 or 25 should have been with somebody from either different culture, ethnic background, or you were traveling. You were traveling somewhere and it could have occurred there. I also feel like you must have had your Kundalini awakened around the age of either 22 or 34. But see, naturally you have, I mean, you have so many conjunctions here. Your interest is, and I've seen this a lot with the 62 born people. They have so many interests. They want to do this, this, and this because obviously you had a 6th planetary conjunction. So especially when we're looking at Charadhasha scheme, you're always going to have different, like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do, like, people who are kind of like sometimes obsessed with education. They want to get an MBA, they want to get an actuary degree, they want to get a pilot license, they want to get a technical IT license. I've had people who've had literally 4 master's degree. That's the type of chart that I see here. Okay, so now let's look at your Ashtakavarga. For you, Jupiter entered the sign of Libra. Beautiful. Saturn entered the sign of Sagittarius. Wow, great. 5 points for Saturn. Amazing. Jupiter has 7 points. So if we look at the scheme, okay, of B.V. Raman, acquisition of maids and servants and also camels. You're gonna buy camels. But having Jupiter in the 6th house with 7 bindus, you're gonna have either acquire a maid, or especially at work, you're gonna have a subordinate, somebody work under you, and through them you're going to benefit. Like, so let's say you hire a help for a project. They assign you somebody at work for project. it is going to help you. And especially with Saturn and Jupiter both looking at your 10th house, and especially seeing that your 10th house from the Lagna has 4 points, which is good, neither bad. So obviously this particular 1 year of Jupiter and you going through your Venus Rahu period, which is obviously 1-7 axis, you should get a, whatever work that you're doing, you should get a promotion. However, I feel like you should be self-employed. You should be in your own business. So your business should increase, your fame should increase, your recognition should happen. At the same time, naturally, why I see why your interest in occult will go really deep now, especially with Saturn as your 10th and 9th lord transiting the 8th house. Your dharma and your karma will be all about transforming yourself through deep philosophical knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So that's what we see. And especially the last, I would say, 5 years, you have this, you love crushing things. Like if you've been eating drinking a can of Coke, you'll crush it and throw it away. But again, your eyes, you work on your eyes like no other. Now let's look at pinkish. So all these names are there on my last video. So they put their November 3rd, 1989, 5:35 a.m. and place of birth. Okay. Okay, so pinkish. First of all, you should have a technical education, like either information technology, new age technology. Also shows you should have either moved out, gone to foreign places, foreign lands for your career, especially either around the age of you're 28. It should have occurred either at the age of 21 or 24 or 27. You should have gone to some foreign place, or especially you will. Definitely 28th year you will. You should have traveled. Also shows you have passion for footwear, wearing, collecting shoes, sneakers, running and jogging. You're very good at like dealing with information related to marketing. Like what can I say? Like using IT for spreading information, like helping spread information. You also must have learned some musical instrument like playing a piano. You must have met your spouse either on the 23rd or 18th of a certain month. And 19 and 25th year relationship could have occurred. 27th year relationship could have occurred. Um, 24th year, I see you suddenly moving, traveling. And also, there could have been some health issue that could have occurred either with your mother at 24 or even with you. And you yourself are the type of, you yourself should have some OCD issues. You should also have your left eye should be weak. Actually, both your right and left eye. No, just left eye. Also, at the same time, your entire life has been all about dealing with contracts, negotiations. Let's see. You love to criticize movies. Love to critique movies. You also have some father's money karma as well. Like either you couldn't get your father's inheritance, or even if the inheritance came to you, because of father's debt, you may have had to give that money to pay those debts off. And please ask your mother or your paternal grandmother, if she's still alive, if she herself, if they themselves dealt with, miscarriages or maybe an abortion. Also, if father has strong affinity towards Krishna, ISKCON, or Krishna consciousness. Like, some people have like affinity towards, like I have affinity towards Shiva. More than anything else, Shiva. But of course, I respect every other god. For your father, it should have been Krishna. Your spouse will be a very good writer, very, very good brand manager. He'll be very good at branding. She will use phrases like, okay, now it's a war. She will use phrases like, okay, I'm going to go to war with this person at office. She will have a book in her possession called Sun Tzu Art of War. And she will love all the movies related to war sagas like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. At the same time, shows you should be either a vegetarian or vegan. Natural love for fighting for animals' rights. There's some also affinity towards you run traffic lights a lot whenever you're traveling. And see, one of the common things that I'm seeing, all three charts that I've seen, you guys have the nakshatras to love astrology. This is tells you how common group have very similar nakshatras. Because if you guys notice, I'm saying some of the similar things from the last three charts. Like literally, 3 nakshatras in the birth, 4 nakshatras in the Navamsha are showing great interest. I mean, you guys can actually be astrologers yourself. If you guys were to learn astrology, but your education should be technical. New age technology, information technology, Atmakarka, Libra. And you definitely need to do your own business, and you will. And the time that you're going to start your own business is going to be either the age of 31 or the age of 34. One of these two ages. Okay. There's something else I want to say, but I don't want to say in front of people. So, actually, there's a couple of things I want to say, very interesting, but I don't want to say. Um, so I'll take somebody from in this live session. Who wants to give me their birth chart? Okay, I'll take Aryan Arora. Aryan Arora. So Aryan, you are born on June 24th, 1990. 11:42 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to do your Ashtakavarga. Okay, hold on. For Pinkish, forgot to do your Ashtakavarga. So your Jupiter just showed up in the ascendant. Saturn showed up into the third house. Okay? So, according to the Bindus itself, of that, and then Jupiter has 4. So, okay, that'll be average. So, in the next 1 year, don't look for something like dramatic to occur, like, oh, some big promotion or something, big fame or recognition to come. it's going to be a very average okay year. Like it'll be just like whatever the pace is, it'll happen. Yeah, it'll just be a very average year with average success. Nothing dramatic. 2018, after November, the next November onwards, that's when, from that point onwards, you will shoot up. So let's look at the Aryan Aurora chart. 1142. And then Punjab. Same thing. My God. You guys have such similar nakshatras. Okay, so Aryan, you probably love wrestling, UFC, boxing, working out. For you, everything happens in 2 or 3 steps. Like you fail. Whenever you do something, you fail 2 or 3 times and then you come back and you accomplish it. Naturally, there's love for wanting to go into business of land, real estate, and resorts related business, hotels. At the same time, you yourself, you can't live without a relationship. It's like you need to have a relationship in order to feel normal. And shows you're a natural outcast of the family. And you must have had some issue with one of the parents, most likely father. You like to be, especially, obviously, I see that you will have a technical education. Here he is. Yeah. Either right now you're 26 years old. So 20. Let me calculate something. Okay, so 2008. Sagittarius. Ah, man, this software. Come on. All right. Ah, sorry. My software is not letting me. Come on, man. I just need to make this the ascendant. Oh, okay. Here we go. So shows that one would attain education in fields of either like engineering, like civil engineering, or business management. Also shows, since you are a Leo ascendant, your spouse's family will be connected to some political people, like politics and whatnot, and government. And also shows me you want to be in a studio-like setting, like you like, and you love exotic animals. You even like eating exotic animals. Like instead of like chicken and goat, you probably want to eat like wild boar and you know, bison or something. 10th year, when you were 10, you did a lot of creative things, artistic things. And you must have received some sort of an award for that as well. You love motorcycles, biking, jogging, and especially for you, everything happens in 3 steps, especially when it comes to your career, like a 3-step promotion, and you will always give like 3 tries to, get an interview going. But also shows me I don't want to say it because again, let's just say you love women. That's all I'm going to say. You love women a little too much. Finished. And shows your father is also in a technical field or engineer himself. Father's probably a vegetarian. And father is far taller than his own parents. And your spouse will be a prolific writer. You will also, especially after marriage, automatically there will be like paintings or statues of elephant within your home, especially after birth of children. Somebody will gift you a photograph or like a painting or a statue of an elephant. You will also come across a 3 or 9 Mukhi Rudraksh, especially either through your father's siblings or elder sibling. Somehow, some way it'll come. Now, especially if we look at your Ashtakavarga, Jupiter is transiting the 3rd house. Saturn is transiting the 5th house. For you as well, it'll be very average year. There would be a lot of interaction towards relationship happening. Like you'll be very much focused towards, I want a relationship right now. Like probably started from yesterday, like your mind is now focusing towards relationship and business. At the same time, you are going to become part of a large organization related to either marketing, communication. However, just it'll be a very like, so year. Right now, since February of this year, you have been focused only towards your spiritual progress and wanting to visit either going on pilgrimage, spiritual places. That's where the focus is. But right now, also, naturally, you have been wanting to, as much as the education must have occurred in the places that I said, you want to be somewhere in like flashy fields, performing arts, wanting to get that fame. Also shows right now you probably love drawing crescent moons. You probably want to change your eye color as well. Man, you guys all have very similar placements in the Vamsha. You have this tendency of chasing and stalking somebody or someone. Like your object of desire, you always want to chase them. And this started for you in 2014. From September 2014, you have been wanting to, like, suddenly you want to, like, just chase this one thing. And your love for adult films increased in 2014. So yeah, that's my take on yours. So yeah, that's my little live readings. I'm just opening things up right now, and I'm going. I'm not looking at other things. So this is more of like a half-assed things I'm doing, but this is mainly for like Ashtakavarga things. How strong the transits are of the planets. For some of you, it'll be really good. Some of you'll just be like, okay, they came and they left. Yeah. Okay, so you sent me $40. Okay, I will look at your chart. September 12th, 1984. But remember, if I say something, it's out here. September 12th, 1984. 1338. Okay. You told me to look at your chart. So, number one, you most definitely have unaccounted wealth, hidden wealth, offshore accounts, cash money hidden. You also seduced a third party spouse when you were 28 years old. Or you were seducing somebody who was in a transition of separating or leaving their mate or their husband. I don't know if you're a male or female. I apologize. But that's one thing I see. You naturally have a habit of blackmailing people. Like you can't stand somebody, like what happens with you is that you can't stand other people succeeding around you. If, let's say somebody, like for example, I'll give you an example. When you were young and you were playing with a toy, your parents told you, share this toy with your brother. You're like, no, I don't want to share. Like, you got to share. What you did, you broke that toy. You're like, if I can't have it, you can't either. You will have land real estate. Should have happened around 28 or it'll happen at the age of 40. You have a tendency of spying on your spouse or their cell phones. And definitely multiple affairs has to be there. My daughter's crying in the background. She just woke up, of course. You love social events, socializing, like you love throwing parties. You should also have prominent lips. Like, like really thick, prominent lips. You will switch at the age of 42. At the age of 42, you're suddenly going to switch from a extra partying career to extremely spiritual career. Whoops. He's crying. He doesn't want to get ready. Take a shower. Hold. Okay, I think they're going downstairs now. Okay, so. All right. Shows me that you will also should have moved or would move to a different state or some foreign country. Like going from Pittsburgh to, let's say, California, Washington, Texas. And when you move, when you get a property somewhere, you'll find sudden interest in shoes. And especially between 2013 and 2012 and 2014, if you purchased a pair of shoes, that should have triggered your ability to buy either a house, car, or some fixed asset. Like if you bought a shoe in those years, great benefit would have occurred. You love cooking, barbecuing, and you like collecting Swiss knives, or maybe like weapons, like historic weapons, or you like collecting guns. Also shows as a child, either your own children or you would break your toys. Look inside, what's happening. Natural love for seeing explosions. You have Sun as the Atmakarka, Scorpio. You are definitely, if this is your chart, 100% you're a musician and a writer, and you need to go into writing and music. Am I right? Do you have interest in writing and music? And as also, if education occurred, should have occurred in fields of either botany, environmental science, or healthcare. Or at least the interest in these subjects should be there. So can you please confirm this? Yes. Okay. There you go. So write and go into music. You have been given a God's gift by this universe to be successful in writing and music, especially with the Raj Yoga you have. You have a beautiful Jaimani Raj Yoga. And that Jaimani Raj Yoga will come alive most likely by 2018 and 20. Also shows me okay, I'm not gonna say this. I would say these things in a private conversations. Even though I'm saying about unaccounted wealth, this and that, that's fine. But there's certain things that I would like to say that are 100% true, but I can't say it in front of everybody else. They're very very private. Also, when you get angry, oh my God, watch out. When you get angry, you can punch through a wall. And you probably have this thing like, I want to punch through something, and I want to keep punching that thing when you get angry. Your 34th year will give you fame. Right now you're 33, 34th year will give you fame. So next September. Right now you're also in your Leo Charadasha. And the Atmakarka is sitting right there with your Dharakarka. So since 2008, naturally relationship and marriage became a focus of your life. Career must have taken off from that point onwards as well. And especially learning classical knowledge, classical literature, writing came about from 2008 onwards. Now let's look at your Ashtakavarga. So Jupiter entered your 11th house. Beautiful. Wow. You will attain gains, fulfill your desires in this 1 year. Okay, but let's also look at your Saturn first. I should not speak so quickly. Okay, as far as let's see, Saturn. Okay. Where's your Jupiter? Jupiter 7. Great fortune and happiness. Okay, so if you're thinking about, let's say, buying a house, most likely it'll happen next year. It's not going to happen this year. I wouldn't even suggest you buy a new car. Like getting a new car, you could have some scratches on them. You can just ding that car. Don't try to take on debts, please. Please, 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 please. For 1 year, leave your credit cards alone. Because you putting anything in a credit card, it'll increase like, what do you call, it'll increase like, ice forming on Mount Everest. You wanna spend money on credit cards? Do it, but pay it off by the end of the month. Only that much spend. Fine. After 2019, you can do whatever you want, but at least right now, don't borrow any money. According to the Ashtakavarga that I'm looking at. Don't try to deal with your family assets. So let's say you have to deal with some family assets, right? Like you're thinking about selling some family assets. signing off some inheritance papers. Wait. Wait until July. Wait until September 20th of 2007. No, I'm sorry. What am I saying? I'm looking at the wrong year. After July 19th of 2018, then that's when you can go. Right now, you want to be just be very stingy with your money. Don't spend money. Don't borrow money. Save as much as you can. So that's my suggestion for you. So guys, this has been an hour. I mean, here I am doing blind readings and readings for that. This is why it's important to learn knowledge. Okay, learn knowledge and learning through gurus. You find this confidence. So this confidence has came through Mark Boney, Ken Rao, Dr. Arjun Pai, Eve Mendoza, and Sandeep Kanoli. Oof, and Taugi Aditya. Okay, these guys especially. I mean, they the way they teach you. I'll be learning more in Sedona though. Some big secrets will be coming out in Sedona. And there are many other teachers too. Many other teachers, some great teachers from the past. So this is my little, thanks to those teachers. But again, I mean, I don't even know if the people I did the reading for are watching me or not yet. So you're not gonna be all wrong. But that's the thing. It's not about me being right or wrong. It's about having the confidence to look at a chart within 5 to 10 seconds to start saying something, which would be 100% accurate. At least some of it has to be. There's some things that I just know that it has to be. Some things I'm like, well, here, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But obviously, I'm not even spending, 20 minutes. Like in my reading and consultation, I'm looking at a chart for like 15, 20 minutes. Like, okay, so this is here, that here. Here, I'm just like doing it live because otherwise it's going to take, one reading will take like 30 minutes of my analysis and then saying something. So I apologize. That is a half-assed thing. But, I just said I wanted to do a live reading and show you with the Ashtakavarga thing. So here I am showing it to you guys. But it's important. I mean, I actually love this. I love doing the live reading because not only you get to see, not only, I get to teach you something and learn something, but you get to see what the hell do I know about astrology? Do I know anything? So, but if you want a proper reading, proper consultation of nakshatra, dasha, career, relationship, that just go to astrologycares.com under shop section. I took it off last night. I brought it back again. Many of you were trying to pay for it, and then I took it off, so it's there right now. Okay, guys. I might do more of these live readings every week, or pick one or two people and just give a reading. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Is my audio too high? Hold on. How about what if I scream now? Oh, you know what I figured out? I'm sorry, I apologize. My audio level in my broadcast software was at the max. Oh, I know why it was. Now it's good, right? Even if I'm screaming, it's good. Like ha. Yeah, this is perfect because I'm at the middle level now. It's not too high, it's not too low. So yes, so that was my little thing. And part 3, we're gonna go advanced Ashtakavarga. This was part 2B. This was not the end of Ashtakavarga. This is not the end of Ashtakavarga. There could be part 3 and part 4. So we'll cover that next week. Okay? Otherwise, we will see you guys later because I have to get ready I have to finish my work today before, my God, it's 11:30. I have to go to a Halloween party at 7 o'clock. So I've got to do a lot of work. My best friend came in. Remember the friend that I was talking about coming yesterday? I had to pick him up today from the airport at 4 a.m. 5 a.m. in the morning. So I slept at 1 a.m., woke up at 3:30, picked him up, then came back, then slept from 7 all the way to 10, woke up, took a shower, came here and started doing the live reading. Well, let's just get it over with. But yes, one thing I will definitely tell you guys, any courses, any classes given by the Pi team of Dr. Arjun Pai, get it. It is the most valuable lesson you will learn compared to your PhD, your MBA, your bachelor's degree. Their lessons, their classes, the most valuable. And no, they're not paying me to endorse them. You're seeing the endorsement itself. You're seeing the result itself. Okay, so I only endorse things that I absolutely believe in. Any lesson given by Mark Boney, take it. Because what he teaches you, man, simplest things. Like I was looking at all these charadashas of the 3-4 people. You pick up like that. Charadasha gives you quick things about what is happening. Sure, Vimshotri is doing its own thing. But to pinpoint like accurate events, for that, obviously it'll take me like 5-10 minutes to see, okay, this Mahanantara Dasha is running, this is Chara Dasha is running, and the Yogini Dasha is running, and they're all three are giving me this thing, and also through what do you call Padam Chakra, this is happening. So okay, this should happen. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys later. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you need any reports for your Ashtakavarga consultations, reading, check out astrologycares.com under shop section. Bye bye.